Hey students, welcome back to another read aloud here at my house. I drew this beautiful rainbow today and I put it up in my window because I saw online that there are some communities all over putting rainbows up. So people who are out and about getting some fresh air and walks with their families can see some rainbows and do kind of like an I Spy activity. So I wanted to participate, so I put one up in my window, and then I went around the neighborhood for a walk today and saw a couple up, and I think that we can make more and try to get a lot of rainbows all over Plattsburgh. And if you don't live in Plattsburgh, wherever you live, put up a rainbow to spread some happiness and cheer and to let everyone know that we're going to get through this and have some hope and optimism. So I wanted to pick a story about a rainbow today, but I actually didn't have a story about a rainbow here with me, but I found a story that has a rainbow in it. So I think that counts. The story today is going to be The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend by Dan Santat. I love this book for many reasons. I love the message that we will learn from it, and I love the illustrations in this book a lot. I think they're very well done and super cool. This book has won a Caldecott Award, so that's what you'll see here, the Medal of Gold. It's pretty cool. Excuse me. So, without further ado, this is The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend by Dan Santat. And I just happen to have a little plush Beekle here, so he's going to sit on my lap and read it along with me. He's really squishy and soft, like a marshmallow. I love him. So here is The Adventures of Beekle. We get some awesome little illustrations of kids with their imaginary friends. They all look different. The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend by Dan Santat. He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here they lived and played, each eagerly awaiting to be imagined by a real child. And there's the rainbow here. And then look at all these different imaginary friends. There's ones that look like fish. There's like a little drum imaginary friend. There's like a little bug, a hairy little green guy, an origami looking kind of panda, some sort of like iguana, like, looks like maybe there's a snake one. Super cool. All different kinds. Little cat, unicorn. And then looks like there's Beekle sliding down the rainbow maybe? Every night he stood under the stars hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. And I love this picture. Looks like this cat imaginary friend is being imagined, and it's almost like he's being like beamed up. But his turn never came. Looks like the last one over here is getting picked up. Beekle looks sad. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friend from imagining him. So rather than waiting, and here's what Beekle's imagining his friend and all the things that he would do with his friend. So rather than waiting, he did the unimaginable. So here is Beekle. He's on this tiny little boat here, and there's a big dragon-like creature, and it looks like he's sailing away. This dragon's really cool. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all different colored scales and has this really intricate face, almost like a unicorn kind of horn going down its nose. It's pretty cool. So Beekle's setting off for an adventure. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things, but thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on. And I love this page because whales are my second favorite animal. Sloths, of course, are my first, but whales are my second favorite, and I love this illustration. I love how big the whale is because whales are huge. I love Beekle, and he looks a little scared because we all feel scared sometimes. And he's not sure where he's going. He's sailing through unknown waters, and he's faced with many scary things. And I kind of feel like right now, this page I can relate to because I feel a little scared. We don't know how long we're gonna have to be out of school. It's all unknown, and that can be scary sometimes. But I like that Beekle keeps thinking about how he's going to have a friend, and that's what's giving him the courage to go on. And I think we could all use a little bit of courage and a little bit of friendship. So knowing that our friends and our family, our teachers, our community, our world, everyone is feeling the same way makes us feel a little bit better about going through the situation that can be kind of scary and unknown. So I really love this page. When I read it, I thought of what's going on with us right now and how we're all going to be okay. Until he reached the real world. Oh boy, so he just left that imaginary world, and it looked like a lot of fun. There was lots of colors, lots of really cool things, and then he's going to the real world, and it looks gray, kind of boring. And there he is, his little tiny boat, all by himself. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music, and everyone needed nap time. Now, I do agree a good nap time is needed, but kids not eating cake, that's ridiculous. Kids should eat cake. And people not stopping to listen for music? What would Mrs. Verity say? She would not like that. So stopping and listening to music and appreciating the sounds, oh, there's nothing better. That does not look like a fun place. Then he finally saw something familiar, so he followed. What do you see that Beekle notices and looks familiar? Is it this dog? Is it the briefcase? Or is it this right here? It's one of the imaginary animals. He had a good feeling about this place, but everywhere he looked, he could not find his friend. Aww. Looks like all these imaginary friends have real friends, but they still can't seem to find Beekle one. He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping his friend would come. Look at all these kids are playing and climbing, and Beekle is trying to get to the top. Maybe one of these kids will be his friend. What do you think? But no one came. Aww. There's Beekle, he's sitting all by himself. Can you see him in the tree? He's so sad. The kid's running away. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he'd waited and felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello? Wonder who this is. Any guesses? I just have to say how cute Beekle looks here sitting. And I think this crown would be an easy project to make. You could probably make a Beekle crown if you wanted one to sit on your head. I think it looks like all you need is paper and maybe some tape to hold it together, and you'd have a Beekle crown. All right, let's see who this new character is. Oh, she's giving Beekle something. Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. Oh, wow. Look at how awesome her artwork is. Mrs. Gotchel would love that. She's got the tree, and there's her, and it looks like she's imagining Beekle. Do you think Beekle found a friend? She looks awesome. I would want to be her friend. I'd also want to be friends with Beekle. At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made a friend before. But after a little while, they realized they were perfect together. Now there's a little extra reading to do, and I'll show you this side first with their faces as they go. And then here, it says, hee hee, tee hee hee hee, Alice. And then Beekle's going, hmm? And then she points to Beekle and says, Beekle. And then Beekle says, I'm Beekle. And then she says, hi, Beekle. And they give a big, big hug. So Alice names him Beekle. That's how he got his name. And I'll zoom in there so you can see. Now imagine if this feels so good, hugging a tiny Beekle, hugging a really big Beekle would feel even better. So squishy, so cute. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks. They told funny jokes. It looks like she loves to color pictures of Beekle. Having friends is the best. The world began to feel a little less strange. And there's Alice and Beekle, and it looks like there's another one of the imaginary friends and another kid. And they're all going to hang out. And together they did the unimaginable. They're going on an adventure with all of the imaginary friends. I like to imagine that they're going out on an adventure and trying to find rainbows that people put up in their windows, just like we're going to. And that is the end of the book. There's a couple extra pictures on the back of some of the imaginary friends and the kids that they belong to. Yeah, so what do you think? That was a good book, right? Have you ever had an imaginary friend? I'm wondering. I remember I had one, and it was a little like inchworm kind of shaped, and it had a mouse head. That's what I imagined it to look like. And I didn't really play with him that much, but that's because I had two brothers that I played a lot with. But my imaginary friend would come out when I did something that I wasn't supposed to, when I broke one of the 3 Bs or the rules of my house, and I would try to blame it on my imaginary friend, but my parents never believed me because they were too smart. So hopefully you and your imaginary friend only follow the 3 Bs together and you don't do naughty things like me. So I thought it would be fun to also draw an imaginary friend, just a fun little creature that maybe could have been in the imaginary world that we saw in the book. So I made, let's see, I made this little imaginary friend under a rainbow, and she's saying, let's go on a rainbow hunt. And I put the hashtag rainbow hunt because people have been putting pictures of the rainbows they find on their walks and tagging them with the hashtag rainbow hunt on social media so other people can see them. And if I had to name her, I would call her Gina. I think I would call her Gina. So that's Gina, my imaginary friend that I drew. And we're gonna go on some rainbow hunts. Oh, it looks like it's matching my other rainbow. And I forgot to give a shout out at the beginning of this video, but I would like to give a shout out to someone who actually is not a student at Bailey Avenue or Oak Street. He is a little too young, I believe, for school yet, but his name is Noah. And I saw this awesome video of him today that he was playing his dog guitar and singing an original song about loving things and being kind to people, and it was really beautiful. And I know he likes to watch these videos of read-alouds, so I thought I would give a shout out to Mr. Noah. Hello. And keep playing your beautiful music and writing songs and singing and doing things that you love. And I hope that you will always love books too. All right, kiddos. Well, you have 2 jobs to do. One, you need to draw a rainbow or make a rainbow of any kind. I'm going to put some of the rainbows that people have posted online. I'll show you some examples at the end of this video because some made them out of paper chains, some used chalk. So there's lots of different ways that you can put up a rainbow for people to find. So that's your first job. Make a rainbow to put outside of your house or in your window of your house so people can find it when they're out walking. And then when you go out for a walk, I want you to look for a rainbow too and see how many you can find. And then your second job is to make a cute little imaginary friend that could have come from Beekle's imaginary world so I can see what you can imagine for an imaginary friend. All right, well, have a good night. Sleep tight if you're headed for bed. And I'll see you with a story, hopefully tomorrow. Bye.